Live from deepest, darkest New Jersey. It's Schmuel Buckman with Schmuel Talk for a Thursday night. Heavy filter tonight, guys. Heavy filter. I have had a little procedure yesterday, and it's made my face very red and blotchy. So try to do the stuttering John thing. But there we go. Chris Mack. The record is noted. Noted. Chris Mack, for the record, I was here before both of you. I got here 30 minutes ago, but I'm writing a paper. All right, Chris. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, and I'm gonna, my friend, pretty antisocial. Those of you popping in, hit the like button on your way in. I would enjoy that. And Echo Pineapple, what up? I think it's Eccles' bedtime. So I don't know if he's still here or he's actually fallen asleep. He likes to get in before the chat. He prefers the people that come here, not me so much. Chicken of the Sea. Hey, Buckman and Chatters. Welcome. Welcome. When I first came into the Dabbleverse, I think it was when I first came in, and I met Cardiff, and seemed like a nice guy, and I was like, oh, I got to listen to this guy's show, and I was listening to it, and he was reading he was doing a roll call of all the people that were in the show, and I didn't listen again for about 4 months because I just couldn't take it. But we won't do that here. But I do welcome all of you. I've got Mason in Portland, aka Portland Shane Gillis. Mason, I understand I will be meeting you in Las Vegas, so I think that's pretty cool. And I want to see if you really do look like Shane Gillis. So what's going on, guys? What's happening in the Dabbleverse? I think we have kind of a quick show tonight. I always say that, and then they go on forever. Um, oh my God, here he is, Peter Sky Parker. Who's going to mention his low audio? PSP, I'd be happy to turn it up, but I never know whether you're trolling me or telling the truth. So either do one or the other, but not both. All right? And I'll ask pretty antisocial, how's the sound? because I know they will give me an honest answer, unlike you guys. Because, Mint Diggity sounds like shit. Sounds like shit. Yes, guys, I got it. I I used to think that it was very funny when Bob Levy used to come on the air, and these guys would be he would do when he was doing his own shows, and they'd be like, "You're muted, Bob. You're muted," and he would spend 15 minutes trying to figure out what was wrong, and the whole time there was nothing wrong. Um, this is very funny. Peter Sky Parker. I don't joke around when it comes to audio. And the next chat, unless I'm lying. Anyway, I did turn up my mic gain, so we'll see. Works, doesn't work. Um, what'll happen is I'll get a text or a DM, and Chris Mack. Whoa, where's Chris? Chris, I'm reliable. You're a bit low. So let's do this, boys and girls, and see if we can turn this up a little bit just for you kids. How's that? Any better? Any better? Any better? So, what's the one that we all know? Something about adjusting the. I don't know. Howard Stern's father used to do one, right? That they played for years and years. So, and I don't know if you can see it, but all right, all right. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go here. I am going to go into my mic settings and I'm going to put this thing on auto and see if that helps at all. And we will see. So I got this, for me, fancy, this Shure MV7 Plus to help with the audio. And it does help. Its only failing is there's a touch. It's a touch LED that mutes it. So if I touch it, and it does mute. The problem is every time you move the mic, you mute it. So I have to go back in and lock the mute so that I don't do that. And you only get to see green then. Mason in Portland. I met you at last year's Hackamania, old man. Mason, I met so many people last year, and I swear to God, I remember half the names, but unless I talked to you for quite a while, I probably didn't know who you are. And because I'm trying to avoid being labeled with dementia, I don't usually ask after you tell me. And there you go. I was moving my desk blotter and wound up moving my desk. Um, so yeah, so did I meet Earl Skankles? The answer to your question is yes. And it's interesting that you say that because I was listening to Earl today. So there are two or three things about Earl. So one is Earl seemed like he had no desire to be at Hackamania. He booked a room, he asked for all sorts of stuff, and he didn't stay in his room. And I guess there were three empty rooms up in the hotel that Patrick had paid for, which kind of made him nuts. So that was the first thing. I know that he did take Ray with him, and they went and did like a midnight show somewhere. Um, but you know, uh, Mason and Portland, Earl is a cool mofo in person. I liked I liked Earl. And what I found interesting about him is that he really just doesn't care. I was blown away by that. Um, but the other thing about Earl that I found super interesting was so after Hackmania, a bunch of people went on Earl's podcast, and Earl was getting, I don't know, say 50 views on this thing. And he does the podcast, I guess, almost every night. And he scolded anybody that mentioned the Dabbleverse, anything to do with the Dabbleverse, the Hackverse, any of that stuff. Um, and he wanted them out. And he got them out. And he went from, 50 to 100 views a night to like 7 or 8. I don't know where he is now. Um, but I know that he and Dave Sarah know each other quite a bit. And that's a good question. Where is Dave Sarah? Dave has been working, but Dave's kind of a space case because he's got a lot of shit going on, and it's always hard to pin him down. And he's on that West Coast, so it's only like a quarter to 4 there, which makes him work. So we are going to go. I just want to go. So I'm just doing the chat first to kind of give people time to get in here. Schmuel, can I ask you something you mentioned last week about Columbia protesters? You certainly may. You certainly may. I may not answer it right away, but you certainly may. I'm going to actually talk a little bit about some of the goings on in the universe, but not necessarily the Columbia protesters was what I was thinking about. Um, so I've been busy this week. I haven't really paid as much attention to the Dabbleverse as I normally would. And I have to kind of be honest and say, I'm not 100% sure that that's because I'm not paying as much attention to the Dabbleverse because I'm bored with it. Is nothing new happening? Are some of the shows just, I don't know, tiresome? I don't know. I do hear from guys that, the Dabbleverse is dying. I think everything dies at some point. Um, but I do have a feeling that what's going on is some of it we're just getting tired. We're just getting tired of because there's not a lot that's new, and there's been this interest in introducing new characters. Ugh. Sorry, boys and girls. We're introducing new characters, and the deal with the new characters is they're not as interesting as some of the old ones. Um, I personally have zero interest in Michael Ray Bowers. I've never really been a TV watcher, and I certainly was not a Nickelodeon watcher. Um, I laugh because I remember with the Cartoon Network, I was once at my mom's and we were having dinner. She had a big back room with a TV, and I asked my nephew, I said, "Hey, come watch cartoons." And my nephew put his hands on his hips and very stridently said, "I don't watch cartoons anymore." And I said, "Wow, since when?" And he goes, "Since I turned 5." So there you go. And out of the mouths of babes. Um, and I'm hearing Michael Ray Bowers, OG Mumbling Nick. OG Mumbling Nick, I'm picking on you tonight. So uh, you can hang for this. OG Mumbling Nick, he was on The Wonder Years. Great show. Um, I never get to I just never watched TV. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. The reason why was because once I turned it on, I couldn't stop, and it was like I don't know, almost like an obsessive compulsive disorder. But I just so my answer to it was just not to go there. And even now, kind of the joke with my wife is we have issues if we start a series because she will go to bed and I will stay up the entire night and watch the entire thing. Then we'll watch the next episode together and I will try to act like I didn't know what was happening. So, Mr. Blue Sky, I hate my problems. We all hate our problems. That's why they're called problems. If they weren't problems, we wouldn't enjoy them. But I'm going to tell you, you get old, you start to look back and you realize that a lot of your problems were just in your head. And oftentimes, what happens with problems is they make you better in the end. And I sound like steel toe. So I kind of want to do a few things tonight. I'm going to try to be quick um, and go on, uh, but we'll do a little chat here first. Mr. Blue Sky, I thought we were supposed to love our problems. Yeah, that's more of that shit they sell you. Money flows through me. I have a positive attitude about money. Sorry, man. I grew up in a universe where people around me were into all of the positive thinking shit, you know, and a lot of that bullshit that they do with the prosperity gospel guys, where words have meanings and words are containers and using words will open your up to demons or some bullshit like that. If I ever get good enough at this, which probably will never happen, I would love to spend a night going over Kenneth Copeland and Peter Popoff, and Todd White, and an entire bunch of preachers, TV preachers that have become millionaires. Jesse Duplantis, just million, I mean, and I'm talking like high millions. I had to talk with the wife one time, and I said, "Well, he makes about six figures," and my wife said, "What does six figures mean to you?" And I was thinking anything over $100, $100,000. And the missus pointed out to me that um, when she thinks of a six-figure income, it was multiples of that. So I guess it depends upon where it come from. Anyway, so let's just see what Peter Sky Parker is offering some advice. Peter Sky Parker, MBS, which is Mr. Blue Sky, Hackamania stuff, and how Earl was reaching 50-ish viewers a show when he would stream until he poo-pooed any comments or super chats mentioning the Dabbleverse, which is, you know, look, you could call Earl Skakel anything you want, but you certainly can't call him a grifter. You certainly can't call him a guy that just did shows just to make money. Um, and one thing about Earl was he never cared. I shouldn't say never. I don't really know the guy, but in the time that I've known him and followed him, he's never cared about how much money anybody else was making. And maybe that's because he's related to the Kennedys. Who knows? Who knows? Um, Carlos Danger. I like Earl's shorts. I'm assuming that he's talking about YouTube and not the fact that Earl is known for having one of the largest hogs in Hollywood. So I don't often look at men's shorts, but Carlos, great, you're working. Uh, so let's just say I just went to say hi on Earl's stream and saw that he gave Flat Cat a wrench before me. I left immediately. Preposterous. All right, you guys got to stop with the wrenches. Really, you got to stop. He's a skakel. Money is not a problem. I don't know. I know he's a skakel. I don't know what their financial situation is. Um, Mint Diggity, he looks at Ray taking and beating and thinks it ain't worth it. Keep that little super chat money. I happen to agree with that. And that's I look at guys like Stuttering John, the money that he was making, just taking abuse. Um, Kevin Brennan, these guys, it's like, man, you get caught up into that. Um, might talk a little about KB. Um, yes, Carlos Danger. They're rich but prone to crack skulls. So that is the family. I actually tried one time on the internet when I heard Skakel's name. I tried to link, not link him to the Kennedys, but look and see if he had a Kennedy relationship. And I assumed that he did, but I couldn't find anything. And then I heard that he did. So that was all. No, I'd heard from other comedians that he did. And by other, I mean other comedians from the ones that I know, because I'm certainly not one. Um, but yes, Carlos, um, they do know how to use a 9 iron. And he got off, right? He got off. So, or he got out later on. But I I never I don't know. I never know with those stories. I think sometimes being a famous skakel can get you out of things. Probably get you out of a parking ticket, but they can also get you targeted for some more serious charges. And if I remember correctly, the young lady that was killed was Martha Moxley, and her mom fought for years and years and years to get this charge. So, Leo Gunn, Earl has bragged about being well off financially before. See, there you go. There you go. And Carlos Danger, he hired Ray as a lawyer. Boom. Earl had Nick Rekieta as a lawyer? Nah, can't be. Can't be. So, let's do I, I we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but the clip is 19 minutes. And I kind of got into it. I into this a little bit today. I had a talk, and I say by talk, we DM'd back and forth. Um and with pretty antisocial, and I have to tell you, I don't know whether it was Jackie or Haley, but I said today that that I will tell you what I said because that's probably important in this conversation. That Aaron, this is my thoughts. Aaron does have that ability to get you and me viscerally angry. What is it about him that makes normal people crazy? And I learned a lesson from my friend Carlos Danger when I got really angry at Gino. And I thought about it and I thought, God, that was so fucking stupid of me to do that. And I've kind of let it go. But for some reason this guy gets me. And if you were here earlier and I talked about uh, preachers preaching fake shit, I maybe that's the reason. I don't know. I try to figure this out. Um, I can't watch a live steel toe, just not possible. So what do I say? So I watch him through the clips, and he still annoys me. And there's a lot of things. Hey, man, I just want to bring this up from my friend Leo Gon. Scheckler has assured me that the Institute's work is ongoing. Is that in between tweeting young women asking for photos? Or is that after? Not sure. And nice hat, Schmuel, a fellow marshmallow peeps enthusiast. Uh, it is not marshmallow peeps. And although that would be great, I wouldn't have a problem if it were. It is actually the Akron Ducks, a minor league baseball team. And I got into went to dinner last Friday with friends. So it was, I'm out to dinner, right? We go to the wife wants to go to dinner. She wants to go to dinner in Manhattan, which is cool. I don't have a problem with that, but I do have a problem with it on a Friday night because it just messes up my entire weekend. But such is the way I'll go. And the reason why we're going is a friend of ours is having a birthday. Now, that's great. So we'll go to dinner with the friend and her husband for the birthday. And we went to a place called Bourbania or something, some restaurant on Park Avenue South, which I thought was overpriced and not very good, but that's because I'm an asshole. Um, in any event, what happens is she mentions to another friend that we're going to dinner, and that friend managed to get themselves an invite. Well, I don't really dislike the friend all that much. She's fine, but her husband is universally known as the fun sponge. And I was wearing this hat, and he asked me what it was, and I told him it was the Akron Ducks, and he asked me why I was wearing it and what association did I have to it. And I don't. I just like the hat. I like the logo. Tend to buy my hats for the logo. And oh my God, did I not know that you are not supposed to wear hats? So this guy went on for about, I don't know, a good 10, 15 minutes about minor league baseball and their logos and teams' names. And yes, he did suck the fun out of it. So there we go. Carlos Danger. The story better end with you slapping a bitch. That is not me. I don't do that, Carlos. I'm a very good boy. Always been a good boy. I'm a lover, not a fighter. And OG Mumbling Nick, Donnie Brasco, was a friend of ours. Yeah, I just, man, it's just, it just fucking happens all the time with these people. It's like they're always worming their way into shit. And the deal is the husband of this couple is a podcaster and has been podcasting for a very long time and a radio guy. And I kind of I wanted to talk to him and ask questions. I like to pick the brain of people that are smarter than me. And unfortunately, I did not get to do that. I got engaged in a conversation about the Akron Ducks, about minor league baseball teams and how they're structured. The only shot that I got in all night was he was such an aficionado of minor league baseball. I asked him if he ever heard of Joey Catalano, and he said no. So, Peter Sky Parker, I think Schmuel thinks we're trolling him about the volume. Um, Look, I don't know whether you are or you're not. So I'm doing what I can do here. That's it. And wait. What is this? What is this? Leo Gunn. What's he saying, Robin? All right. Reference that slipped over the Schmuel head. So we can start. Um, I'm not a clip show, obviously. And my partner, Mr. Sarah, is not here. So we're doing this alone. Dave actually sent me the clip of Anthony speaking about uh, KB and Stevie Lou worrying about how much he gets paid, which I thought was pretty funny, but it's 19 minutes long. And Anthony also talks about tax deductions, and you don't want to get me started in that because, once we get there, we go. All right, listen, you fuckers. I'm going to turn up my mic just for all you guys. And then the next thing I know, when you fuckers start complaining it's not loud enough or it's too loud, I don't want to hear it. All right, where are we? Where are we? So, settings, da 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 da, da 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 da. It says everything's at 100%, 100%. So, I'm assuming that mic gain is up is better than down, but what do I know, right? I spent years in financial services. I don't know anything about this shit. Um, so let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk about steel toe. Um, and we're gonna do one chat before we get to that. OG Mumbly Nick. Stevie Lou is a huge Boston Red Sox fan. It's one of his better qualities. Um, Stevie was I've never really had a problem with Stevie, personal problem, but I don't find him very interesting on podcasts. And I also the just constant smoking of dope and all the pot talk, it just loses me after a while. But that's just me. Maybe because I'm old and crotchety. Um, but here we go. And I was I will say I was when I did listen to that Anthony clip today, um, man, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. I suggest you all listen to it. And I also do want to say, so I was listening to the Anthony clip, which Dave sent me, which was on You New or Unique or something, YEW. Um, and I swear in that clip, I heard Doom music, and there was no Doom credited. So um, we'll have to say that. So let me run this steel toe clip a bit, and then I'm gonna stop and interrupt it, and we're gonna try to discern the truth from fiction.
Like the old line, I had to give you a career to destroy it. I had to make Tom Myers into something, mold him out of clay, just so I could go. Kind of the same thing with Patrick Melton. He had to become known to be. Nobody knew who he was. He had 13 people watching him. He starts talking about the toe. Now it's fun to taunt him and poke him and watch him lose his mind. There's even
Patrick's been around for a long time, and I doubt that he had 13 people watching him, but he did find somebody who was totally cucked by an internet lawyer whose wife got arrested for drugs, um, who admitted using cocaine in his house with his kids around. You're kind of a perfect target there, Aaron.
a conspiracy theory out there now that Patrick is recruiting fans of his to pretend to be people, to like go on with him, like pretend to be people in my life. And then, so this is the mental illness of it. This is a theory that was proposed to me. I got two very good emails yesterday. One person proposed that Patrick is recruiting his own audience to pretend to be that my former schoolmate, Paul Shea from Town Square Media. And then the person that Patrick recruits to pretend to be that person will give Patrick information as that person. And then Patrick reports it as though it's that person. Do you understand how mentally ill that would be if true? Now, I don't know if it's true or not. I just know yesterday, someone claiming to be Paul Shea called me 4 times in a row, back to back to back to back, and then sent me 6 text messages. And I read them on the show last night. I don't want to release them publicly because I don't believe they're him. I believe that this person is lying. I believe this is Patrick's recruit. I mean,
live from New York.
I didn't sign in. Whoa, I should not do that because I just doxed myself because, I'm an idiot. And we'll go back here. Um, the Peter Sky Parker. Let me say this to you. No one ever listens. That's why I don't waste my time complaining about anyone's audio anymore. I would like to listen. I would love to know what to do. So if you have advice, I would be thankful for that. Um, so tell me, tell me, tell me. All right. And continue. Continue. So, I can just crank this fucker up and we could see what happens. I wonder if it's the cable I'm using. So we'll switch out in a second. Maybe I'll switch while we're running the clip. Let's go to our friends. Let's go to Steel Toe, Steel Toe, Steel Toe. Um, and this clip is from Stallion 19, who has really become the sort of go-to guy for for pretty much everything lately. So I'm gonna move that up a little bit, little bit, little bit. All right, we're gonna present, share screen, do 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 do, and I am I am wondering what's going on here. Why am I doing this? So, screen do. There we go. I'll take things for not happening for 1,000, please, Alex. Let me guess. The email came from one slam piece. Well, probably because they don't exist. Steel Toe makes a lot of this is like the thing that blows me away about him. He makes a lot of these allegations and statements and stuff, but they're never publicly available, right? He never shares the screen, he never shows anything. So we're meant to believe that the guy who lies incessantly um, is telling the truth. All right. So last week, Monday, not even last week, Monday, this guy said that the Paul guy was real, or Paul Shea, right? Was real. He not only said the dude was real, he also said that he wasn't really friends with him. He was told to send in an email. He was like forced to do it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And today, Paul Shea is a fictional character, right? Created by Milton just to own Aaron. Uh, yeah, right. I believe it. Don't you believe it? And now we get into my lady friends at Pretty Antisocial. We need to remember that Aaron does not watch Pretty Antisocial, right? He said that a million times. I don't watch it. I don't watch it. But boy, he knows everything about it. So, which is it here, Aaron? You watch or you don't watch? Yes, that's what you are, Aaron. Dan from Nice Podcasts. Never ever read the free chat. It's all I got, man. It's all I got. Oh, am I like completely muted here, boys? Is that what's going on? I just got a DM from one. What is it? Ho ho. All right, I'm sending Carlos Danger the link so he can. Whoa, I was sending Carlos Danger the link so he can be mean to me. And let's see. Sorry. Um, this is great because then I can shit on Chad later for how poorly he does a podcast. And we got it. So we're going to take that down because apparently you're not hearing it. So where is Dave? For Dan from Nice Podcast. Where is Dave? I don't know. He's not helping me. And Leo Gunn says, I need a second banana. I definitely need uh, I definitely need somebody to help me along with this. But it all seemed so simple when I started. But I guess it's not. I guess it's not. And I asked Mint Diggity for help, but Mint is he won't come on the air. He just wants to shit on me in other places. And I'm kidding, fellas, because he's a good guy. All right, so we'll I'm gonna bail. Um, I'm gonna bail on this steel toe stuff. I just want to get into a couple of things, but let me just finish with Aaron. And this was my Aaron is the ultimate gaslighter, right? Um, he lies, he obfuscates, he does everything to make you think that you're the one that's going crazy. And I got to tell you, man, after I watched this clip today, I was like, um, it feels like at some point his this gaslit begging is just fraud fronting a lie, right? I mean, at some point, don't like all of these stories and the lying and telling people what's going on doesn't, I don't know, man. It's something's not right. And I have a feeling that someday one of these people who's been sending him um, super chats and shit like that are going to come knocking on his door. And man, it's just, I don't know, man. The whole thing just blows me away. Let's hope that I have the right chat up here. We're going to go to window. We're going to go to screen. I don't know what we're going to do. Cancel that. I am going into, I actually prepped this, so which is so funny because little did I know that I was going to be able to do this. But I wanted to talk about my friend OG Mumbly Nick. And here we go. Right? Can you cats see that? OG Mumbly Nick, if it's not great, I will read it for you. Uh, man, I hope that he was kidding, but this is the same stuff that when I listen to Ray, I'm always like blown away at how inane these guys can be and how slow you must be. Like your politics must be so fucked up um, to believe this stuff. So let's see. The screenshot says, hold on. All right. So there's a picture of Luigi Mangione and the original tweet. Luigi faces possibility of the death penalty, yet he's not allowed to meet privately with attorneys. I don't really give a fuck. But OG Mumbly Nick's response is, we need some runaway jury shit. We need a Nicholas Easter to sway the jury to not guilty verdict. OJ Simpson got off. Casey Anthony got off. Why not Luigi Mangione? Why can't we get just one good one just once? And I'm like blown away because I've heard other people say this shit. And there's no way that anybody believes this, right? Does anybody know where this stuff leads to? Um, we start letting people shoot people on the streets because we disagree with them. It's not going to be good. The result is not going to be good. But I am, I like Mumbling Nick, but man, I can't get behind this shit. And I've had these conversations with Ray. I know, like any conversation with Ray is kind of trying, but I had a conversation with Ray about this, where he's all upset about health insurance, and he was happy about this apparently. And I keep trying to explain to him that in the places where they don't have health insurance, we talk about the shit that goes on here and how bad places are, and our insurance is bad. I was just reading about Canada. It takes months and months and months to get an MRI in Canada. But more importantly, there's a PET scan thing that they use. And this PET scan, when you get diagnosed with cancer, they do the PET scan because they want to see where the cancer is spread to. And then they can target the medicine to go to those areas. Well, this thing needs to be done within 4 weeks or 6 weeks. And on average, it takes about 18 weeks to get somebody in because they just don't have the machines, and they don't have it's government health insurance. So, Canada, population of what, 50 million, 60 million, multiply that by a bunch, 4 or 5 times. Think of America and just think about how long the waits and stuff would here. So yeah, maybe it's not the best system in the world, but it's certainly not one that we should be shooting people over. But more importantly, and I thought I had arranged all this stuff earlier, I'm just wondering, I'm back to, I'm going to try this one more thing, and then it's not, if it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. And I did send Carlos Danger a link, and he ignores me as always. We'll just try one more thing, and I apparently am not sure if I can pull it up, and let's just see if and I can. Have you guys seen this Jasmine Crockett thing? Anyway, Congresswoman, lefty, bit of a nut, and one of these Laura Loomer trolls who calls himself a journalist. I'm not a fan of licensing journalists, but getting an iPhone and being able to ask questions is definitely not, does not make one a journalist, but neither here nor there. And Carlos Danger, yes, Carlos Danger, Hot Wheels. She called Abbott, Jim Abbott, I believe is his name, governor of Texas Hot Wheels, and this guy's been in a wheelchair since he's 17. So apparently, we're supposed to be outraged about that. My outrage level, yeah, it doesn't even come close to registering. But yeah, Jasmine would be a good Greg Abbott. Sorry, I was thinking of the pitcher for the Yankees, the guy that had one arm. So comedy, yes. OG mumbling it. Comedy is back. So Jasmine and I don't know if I can pull it because it's from one of the worst newspapers on the planet, which is the Daily Mail, and I wonder if I can share. We're gonna. You guys are helping me out here as we try this shit. We're gonna try. I want to share this because this gentleman, Charles R. Downs, which is apparently not just a name but a lifestyle. We'll have to watch the whole clip. It's pretty short. It's only about a minute long. But you tell me who was assaulted here. And we'll do the best I could do. Sorry.
Save time and money on localization.
Thank you for purchasing a membership to our exclusive शीर्ष online platform की सदस्यता खरीदने के लिए
Improve accessibility and unlock global audiences with Vimeo AI. Learn more today.
Hello, Congresswoman.
Horse manure. Well, that sounds like fun.
Wait, Congresswoman Crockett.
But it sounds.
Congresswoman Crockett, you were recently on a Tesla takedown call
Well,
calling
yeah,
for violence on the
that's what it is
29th.
to be here, right?
Would you like to clarify your comments?
As you can see.
Congresswoman,
No,
will you
it's
condone violence at the Tesla?
But just to be clear, I was
Well, that ended abruptly, huh? Huh? Fucking Canadians came after me. That's what happened. The Canadians came after me. I'm sorry that this is such an inept tool show tonight. Speaking of tools, so yeah, apparently Laura Loomer's crowd got me. So the deal is, I don't know if you guys saw it, but at the end she pushes away his camera, and this fucking guy went and filed the police report. He wants her arrested for assault. Where are the men on the right side of the aisle? Right? Where did they go? What happened? All of a sudden, I'm watching, the supposed conservatives, the people that I thought I was among, become the biggest fucking pussies on the planet. And we also seem to be giving a lot of traction to lunatics like Laura Loomer. And my favorite Laura Loomer story is Laura got all pissed off at Twitter because they were censoring her. This is before the Musk era. And she locked herself, chained herself to the front door of the Twitter office in New York City. And somebody called the cops called Twitter, and they were like, oh, what do you want us to do about it? And Twitter was like, just leave her there. We don't really care. And she had thrown away the key. And I think the story is that she eventually pissed herself standing out there. But good for her. Just another one of these like grifting fucking twats, and they're on the conservative side and the liberal side. But man, they are awful. So I think I've fucked this stream up enough tonight, and I don't really have much else to say. I also choose this time because nobody else is on. And when I did that, it was great. And now everybody's on. Leo Gunn, she tried to snatch his phone and wound up deep scratching his hand with her long hood knot nails. The guy had to get a tetanus shot. Ooh, I feel so sorry for him. He got scratched. Hey, man, don't get up in somebody's face. You won't get scratched. Sorry. You know, that's all. It's like this police report stuff is bullshit. This cop's got enough to do. All right. Is Laura Loomer once paid a bunch of Mexicans to jump the fence with her at Nancy Pelosi's estate? Or was that the other Canadian chick? I don't think Laura's Canadian. I know she's in Florida, but I don't know whether she wound up there or what she did. But, oh, man. I don't know. But she does stunts and stunts and stunts. She was the one that was... she put out an emergency tweet that Joe Biden had suffered a medical emergency on Air Force One and was going to die. So Tuna Town's asking, why isn't Dave Sarah on? And Tuna, I am sitting here asking that question myself. So this was a disaster. Luckily enough, with only 11 viewers, 8 of which are on YouTube and 3 on Twitter. So that means there's probably 4 of you. It won't get clipped, or it was so bad for so long. There's no clippable moment. But I may come back later. No, seriously, I went on and I was a little thrown off by the mic and stuff. Maybe I should ignore the chat in the beginning. But there we are. And I also got notifications that Patrick is live, somebody else is live, and Cardiff is going live in a little while. So I'm like, well, I was wondering what the point was, but I love you guys, so that's why I'm here. A couple more chats. OG Mumbling Nick. Whoa, we miss at Leo Gunn. Leo hasn't been around as much lately. I miss Leo too. And probably making dinner for the fam, Tuna Town. Them Armos stick together. Boy, do they. Leo, I miss your DMs. Leo's like the coolest like updater of shit going on YouTube, and he DMs me, and they're always great. OG Mumbly Nick, Laura Luma had plastic surgery when she was young. Now she looks like old plastic. I don't get it. She looked better before surgery. Hey man, a lot of people. That happens to a lot of people. And what can I tell you? I'm hardly the person that should be talking about somebody else's looks. But yeah, I can't stand her. Carlos Danger being a nice guy. Not a disaster. The tech issues aren't a big deal. You tell that to Peter Sky Parker. Carlos Danger, do Armenians still break into commercial establishments by breaking through the roof? I don't know, Carlos, if that was a thing. Yeah, guys, so I'm living in this world, and it's all fun. I don't know what's going on with the Dabbleverse. I'm hoping that it finds its footing. I kind of thought the death knell was the announcement of Dabble House. Let's hope that Hackermania 2 revives it a bit. It's moving from, but it really does feel like the center of gravity has moved from Rochester to Las Vegas. And I generally don't, I don't want to insult people, but I will. What the fuck? So my favorite own of the week was Chad Zumach calling out Rob Saul for not having money and not having credit, and then getting a collection agency calling him live on air, which turns out to be true. Right? So Chad today was trying to say that, oh, he owed the Tampa hospital money or something, but you know, it was great. Just one of the greatest self owns of the week. Um, all right, OG Mumbly Nick. Most people I know on the right hate Loomer, so there is hope. She is nuts. Yeah, man, I can't stand her. All right, KB is still the goat. Nah, Carlos, I'm sorry, man. It's unwatchable. You know, I don't know. It's just like he morphed from this guy, the angry old man character, into just the angry old man. It's tough, bud. It's tough. It's tough to watch. It's kind of sad. All right. Speaking of looks, one of the guys on BYB with no teeth said I was fat. The guy looked like walking melanoma. Yeesh. Carlos is not fat. He's just too short for his weight. Um, Mint Diggity. Schmuel's out of touch about KB. Nah, I'm not out of touch about KB. I you know, it's not there. And I'm allowed to dislike things and I'm allowed to like other things. So there we go. KB did a great show today. No one comes close. What with Skakel and with that Skakel and Florentine? Um, I apologize, but fucking Chad just sucks the air out of that show. Um, it's just kind of sad. And yesterday's show was good as well. Well, I think that our boy, Mr. Dave Sarah, had something to do with yesterday's guest. So you can all thank Dave. Chris Mack, this is from OG Mumbling Mumbling Nick. At Chris Mack, Dabble House is a very expensive live stream of Kate Meany's tapes 2. It's basically a pay-per-view for the Kate Meany tapes. It is, yeah, it's $30. I don't really think it's overpriced. I just think it's uninteresting. And look, I don't begrudge anybody making a living, but nobody cares. Nobody cares about Stuttering John and the tapes. It just doesn't matter. Carlos Danger. Chad was good with that guy yesterday. Low key got some celebrity gossip out of him. Yeah, Carlos, but I got to put up with, the other 95% in order to get that. And, it's hard for me to watch Chad knowing that he's striking people and trying to get shit taken down. And, our world would be a better place if Chad were not in it. That's all I can say. Let's just see. Whoop. All right. Jesus, OG Mumbly Nick, that's insane. Jesus or Babel House? Oh, I saw a much higher price than $30. I must have seen something else. So I do think what you did see was that there's like a $250 executive producer tier. Now, I don't know what $250 executive producer tier is, but I've heard from other people in the Dabbleverse that the tier, the 250, will get your name shouted out a bunch. So I don't know. And then, you're paying $30. Are they going to be doing podcasts, charging you $30 to watch it and take super chats? And so they're going to do a regular length podcast, but most of it's going to be filled with super chats that make no sense. And I like Shuli. Shuli and I chat frequently, not as much lately as we used to. I like Shuli, but I have to say that Lockie giving them the Stuttering John puppet was a mistake, man. It really went to the wrong place. It should have gone to Rocco. Rocco's the real puppeteer, and he could have done it. So this one, I get this a lot, and you guys are, look, you're all welcome to your opinions, right? Mint Diggity, if you like them or not. Trad brings so much. LOL. hey man, Chad is the gift that keeps giving, right? I mean, nobody messes up more than Chad. Uh, and you know, what can I tell you? I'm still waiting for his $1 million idea that he had for Joey Catalano. And I'm waiting for him to do it. It was going to get him out of the Dabbleverse. Tuna Town, you have a vendetta against Chad. Maybe rightly so, but he is good as a third or fourth mic on MLC. His solo show can be rough. I don't have a vendetta against anybody except Steel Toe. Um, and even that, I probably wouldn't do anything about it if I could. Uh, no, I just don't. I just I think he takes away from Kevin's show. I just think that there are many better people that could be a second mic on that show. And I also wish that Kevin would kind of lighten up a little bit, because I would definitely love to see um, some Rocco, some Cardiff, and more regular comedians on there. I think a lot of people just don't want to do the show because they think Kevin is just bitter and angry, and they don't want to be associated with it. So I don't know. And Carlos Danger, such as I do not have an immediate answer for you, Carlos, but I just feel like Kevin has been in comedy for so long and knows so many people that there's got to be a rabbit that he can pull out of the hat besides Chad, right? Um, so you can't make someone like someone he doesn't like. I just fuck with him. Yeah, I just no, I do laugh because if I say something negative about Kevin, that means I'm a Shuley ball washer, and if I say something negative about Shuley, then I'm simping for KB. Uh, if I like Ray, that means I don't like somebody else. And I got to be honest, I don't really give a fuck. you know, I like Ray. I like other people. I don't really watch Ray's stream all that much, but whatever. He's fine to me. I just I can't get that all that vitriolic, but I do dislike Chad's turning on people and reporting people, and whatnot. Let me try not. I can't get too deep in this. I'm not going to like spend my days worrying about whether Chad does MLC or not, especially when I don't have to watch MLC. And one of the things that I'm a fan of with MLC is I really like the Sorcerer, and I miss the Carlos Danger Sorcerer Saturday nights. Those used to be great, and Carlos can really get stuff out of the Sorcerer that these other guys can't. And speaking of Stevie Lou, who I guess we kind of opened with, I had to laugh because I was watching Stevie Lou, Kevin, and the Sorcerer one night, and the Sorcerer would explain things, and then Stevie Lou would tell him that he was wrong. He didn't say, "No, you're wrong." Stevie would then explain what the Sorcerer said, and you'd be like, "Dude, you just didn't get it. You didn't get it." So, Leo Gunn, odds on a free race sleepover at Spears this summer. I don't think Ray's going to be invited back. That may not be breaking news, but I have that feeling. Carlos, if you're still here, is Spears or you going to be at this Chiller Con in Parsippany, New Jersey this month? Which may even be, well, it's next weekend, I think. Elliot, I'm trying to get Spears to come up here tomorrow. That's how I actually was introduced to Carlos through his podcast that he did with Spears, and I was laughing because I wasn't really paying much attention, and there was a time when I guess Spears wasn't there, and Carlos was saying it wasn't there, and then Spears was there, and I thought it was fake for a really long time. I didn't kind of know who Spears was, and I thought that the picture and voice of Brian Spears was not an actual human being, that somebody that Carlos had made up as like a fake co-host. And I've been schooled, but yes, I am a fucking stupid guy. And Carlos Danger, John will have a good time. And no, Carlos will not be at Chilicon. So And Leo Gunn, who is the official tracker of hookers. The hotels in Parsippany are loaded with hookers. Leo, I don't know, but Parsippany is not a great place, right? Like, I mean, it's close to the city and stuff, but I don't think it's great. Um, and Leo Gunn is being confirmed here by Mr. Carlos Danger. At Leo, last time I was on Chiller, we got a patio room. You are correct. Let a knocking on your door there, Carlos. Parsippany is fine. Okay. So I don't know. I feel like there's an area around there. Oh, look at this. We have Mr. Vinny Paulino and on the chat. And that makes me it's just having Vinny as somebody who follows me on Twitter, it just blows me away. I think it's great. And I am going to send Vinny the link, but I know he can't come on, but I'm going to do it just because I can. And I really like Vinny. And if you guys haven't seen Vinny, you should see Vinny perform. And I do believe that on April 26th, Vinny will be filming a special. Oh shit. I just put I'm an idiot, right? Huh? How about that, fellas? How about that? Y'all anybody catch it? All 11 of you? That is very funny. I just, I just posted the link in the chat, but luckily it's a chat of old men. Anyway, guys, I really do need to get the fuck out of here. And when do you think Schmuel will get the hint? Hint, diggity hint. I'm a delusional old man. I can sit here, think that I'm doing great. And Vinny, thanks, man. I can't tonight, but we're glad to hop on some evening. Vinny's pretty awesome. Follow the creep off. Follow subreddit surfing when it appears. And I want to send my chat tonight over to Cardiff Electric on Rumble because I want. And because I want you guys to go there. Anyway, this is a disaster, and thank you very much for being here. I am out of here. I am embarrassed. Hopefully, I'll get my shit together and maybe pop on at some point over the weekend. Okay, kids, good night.